Hey guys, welcome to your video over date and time functions. And let me tell you, there's like a crap ton of these. I looked at a lot of them, and I studied them because they're like the only dates I can get. but seriously. So yeah, there's like a bunch of these. I'm going to go over the basic ones, and yeah, they're really easy to wrap your mind around. So basically, you have a function, and then in parentheses, you can give it a date time, which is in this format. So let's say 2012. No, let's make that 13. 13, month 11, day 8. And then time would be hour 11, then a minute 11, second 11. See, these are very simple. The first one's date, and it will just return this right here because it's the date of the given date time. Now, these are used to extract parts of the function, part of the date time into its own separate thing. But these can be used for a lot of things, so you should familiarize these things with your. So you should familiarize yourself with these because they're really simple. That's why I'm teaching them here. So this will just take this. The next one, date, can actually be broken up into year. The year function. That looked horrible. Okay, let me try it out. Year, and then month, day. So if you were to use the date function, you would get this. If you were used to use the year function, supplementing this info right here into here, you would get 2013. Month, you'd get 11. Day, you'd get 8. You can do the same thing for the time. This right here is the time. So if you were to use a time function, and then supplement this right here into this right here, so put this with this, then you would get the time, 11, 11, 11. These can be broken up into the hour function, minute function, and then the second function. Well, it's funny because it's actually the third one, but that was a horrible joke. And then there's also, you can use microseconds. Bam. Microsecond. Bam. Yes. So basically, the time breaks up into these. The date breaks up into these. Oh, that looks horrible. But hopefully that makes sense. So if you need to extract a simple thing from this, like, they give you someone submits a date time and you want to take the times out of that rather than taking the whole thing, you can just use the time function and then you won't have to store this garbage. Or if you're retrieving it and you only want to retrieve the times, you can use the time function on the select statement. There's a function called now. This will give you the current date time. So like 2012, I don't even know what the day is, 11/19, and then the time, yeah, you get the point. That's what the now will do. Then this can be further broken up into, here, let me make that wider. Cur date, which stands for current date. So remember, CUR, and then there is cur time. These are all functions, by the way. This will give you the current time, this will give you the current date. Here are 3 more functions. They're represented by functions by putting parentheses after, even though you don't necessarily always have to put something within the parentheses. Current timestamp, that is the same exact thing as now. It'll do the same thing, it works the same. So yeah, this is another name for now. And then the Unix timestamp is, I'll go over that next. This one, Universal Coordinated Time Stamp. Oh, Universal Coordinated Time Timestamp. That's confusing. Or just UTC timestamp. This will take your current, just like now gave you the current date and time, it'll do that, but it will convert it into the UTC format, which it still looks the same. Year, month, day, hour, minute, second. Just like this. It'll still look the same, but it's in basically taking your time zone, whatever the hour is, and adding a certain amount of hours or minutes. This is to get all the time zones on an exact time together. So you can say, oh, my time zone is UTC plus 3 hours, and it'll give you that time zone. That's what the UTC timestamp does. Unix timestamp, if you remember, this will actually take your current time or date, both of them actually. It'll convert it into coordinated universal time, and then it'll make it into seconds from the epoch. So let me explain that a little bit better. Here we have a day. 9, 9, 11, 11, 11, right? So if we convert this to UTC timestamp, this may be 2012, 9, 9, and then we can say 8, 11, 11. So that basically means your time zone is 3 hours ahead, 9, 10, yeah, 3 hours ahead from the universal time, or the UTC time. Then, the epoch is a time in history that they started counting seconds. I don't even know what it was for, I can't remember. But so, this may be like 6 gajillion 9,000 billion trillion seconds from this event. So if you need an exact time in time, like this many seconds from that point, it's exact. Don't have to worry about dates, times, or nothing. It's just a amount of seconds from this event. That's what the Unix timestamp does. Here's a MySQL function, to_days. This will take a date, for example, the date I just gave you, 2012, 9/9/11, 11/11, and it'll tell you how many days from 0 it is. So this may be like, I don't even know what range it would be. But this is an exact day. So if you're measuring, you can say, measuring the distance between days and stuff, you can use 2 days to convert. That way you can say, oh, this one's like 30 days ahead, or 30 days before. Rather than having to look at the months and dates, you can just add it all into days, and that's sort of like Unix timestamp, but into days, and kind of more easier to read. But yeah, that's all. Alright, so I just got into the basics of date and time functions. Now, the next thing I'm going to be going over is specific representations of hours, minutes, seconds, and stuff like that. Now, I know that doesn't really make sense yet, but let me explain it here. We can have somebody giving us a date in the form year, month, day, or we can have somebody giving us a day in the date, month, year thing format. So the way we use this, we can convert this into this format by using a date format function. And to do that, we need to learn a lot of new things. So that's what I will be going over in the next video, and I'll try to make, you may read this in books and be like, what? That doesn't even make sense. But I'll explain it so you can understand it. So stick with me. See you in the next video. Please subscribe and like my video. Thank you.